Yo, we going live from the Windy City Heat. Kings Collective, where the real ones meet. Mic check, 1, 2, clear the tweet. Best new podcast, we taking a sheet. From Chi-Town blocks to the ear of the masses. Dropping heavy knowledge, no rose-colored glasses. Talking king moves, not just pawns and passes. Street philosophy, no hall passes. K-I-N-G, sound out, feel the vibe. Collective with a K, where truths reside. Nothing smoother, no need to hide. Chicago pride, we on this ride. K-I-N-G, sound out, feel the vibe.
Kings Collective Podcast. Get in tune.
Man, today we are here with world-renowned dancer, composer, songwriter, song creator, rapper, producer, director. Some people would say a philanthropist. Some would say an activist. I would say my brother. I would say my friend. One-on-one interview. The rebirth with Jahari, the hippie. What's poppin', bro?
Man, God is good. We here.
Hey, man, look. So, the last time we sat down, the Kings Collective, and it was with me, you, and Sonic Healing. And you told me at that moment in time that you were working on new material, personal material for yourself. So that's why I had to come back and get this second round to know what have you been working on in this new season.
Man, so right around the time that we had the interview, I was actually deeply immersed in producing a public service announcement for the Chicago Department of Public Health, just to address health disparities in marginalized communities and using ballroom and creative expression as an outlet. So that's about to get ready to drop really soon. But I would say since November, I have been consistently in the lab crafting my debut EP, which is, as of yesterday, the last song is recorded. And we're actually about to get ready to enter into the mixer and mastering stages and a single about
And so when can we expect the first single?
The first single will be out next month.
Now, and with it, you are artists of many hats. So what do you like most? That's what I say, being behind the scenes or directly in the forefront, because you produce, you direct. You've even directing shows with models now. Like your range has become so wide since the first time I've met you. What do you like most?
I like the creative process more than anything. I like seeing a blank canvas and throwing the paint on the canvas until the idea starts to form itself. I like the writing and the arrangement of the song more than the finished product. I like,
why so?
Because I get to tell a story, and before anybody else gets to hear it and gravitate to it, it's it's a personal process. It is the way that I process through the things that I'm experiencing in life. It's the way that I get to communicate not only with myself but with others, and it is the space that God truly begins to speak to me. So that is where I feel the most safe. And the cousin to that point is performing and being on stage and actually being able to control a vibe in the environment.
So how do you stay creative when you hit a block?
I mean, I'm not speaking a curse over myself, but I have not hit that hurdle yet. I think that because I'm always on go.
Always on go.
And I understand that these gifts come from something much higher than me. So prayer, staying in constant prayer, fasting, being in close covenant with God, He's always pouring into the anointing. And like you said, I'm a multidisciplinary creative. So if I can't get a song out, I got a video treatment I need to be writing. I have some type of event I need to be putting together to plan it. I'm performing every Friday and Saturday. So there's always something creative going on that's inspiring.
Now you're at this place. I want to say it's 4.5 years of clean sobriety. We all have addictions. We all have vices. And one addiction that I'm glad and happy to say that you've picked up is the addiction to the Lord. And you stay in your prayer closet as much as possible. How has that helped you on this journey? How has it structured the new Jahari from what people used to hear to now what we're going to get now?
I know that I would not be in this space if it wasn't for prayer, and it wasn't for fasting, and it wasn't for going in consecration and being in isolation. I know that my obedience and my surrendering to those things has led me to individuals like yourself, and in spaces where opportunities were able to manifest. And in that addiction, I wasn't focused. So once I kind of zeroed myself in and found my sobriety, my mind is clear. My thoughts are clear. It quieted the noises that the enemy had, and it amplified God's voice. And then, like I said, He began to send me people like yourself and other individuals that are currently in my life. And I know for a fact that none of those things would be possible. And it's us sitting here having that conversation and you asking that question. Hits different in a beautiful way because you remember I was in this house, getting ready to come out of that. And we sit here today having a full circle moment, completely walking in the steps that God has aligned us in. And it's because of both of our conjoined and collective obedience that we're even able to be at a moment that we are right now. So it would not have been possible without total surrender and just, like I said, just having an intimate covenant.
And a lot of times, total surrender is hard because I remember talking to you and you were telling me like, I want to be a part of the world. I feel so lonely. And sometimes what a lot of people don't understand is that when you search for the Lord and you finally get a grasp of the Lord, it may be a walk that is lonely. But it's never completely lonely because you have the Lord.
Yes.
It's just lonely of the worldly things and the things that you didn't have. And when I watch you and I watch the new you, the rebirth of you, it shows. It shows in your discipline. It shows in how you act towards certain situations. You don't react the same to certain things. And it's a beautiful covering over you. To even be in the same space like this mom's crib. And for you to be back in this space where your sobriety first started. It's only God's will. And a lot of times we gotta let go to understand. Now, in that, what do you tell the younger Jahari. From now, what could you tell him? If you had a chance to go back, what would you tell him?
I would tell him, get ready for a ride, a roller coaster that you're not always going to understand. That a lot of things that's going to happen in your life is going to require you to forgive. You don't always have to say what's on your mind the way that you want to say it, because those things can absolutely hinder the process. But most importantly, give yourself grace and be strong, because you're going to have to go through some things so that you can help bring other people out. And
sometimes you got to be the sacrificial lamb.
You have to be the sacrificial lamb. And it's not about you, but it's going to take you. And if you just trust God and just walk those things out, that it's not always going to be dark. And you're not going to always feel alone. And you're going to get to a point in your life right now, 30 some odd years later, where things are finally starting to make sense. Because you're not going to give up. That you're going to go through some really, really dark things, but then there's going to be a light that's going to ignite in you, and you will begin to find and see the joy in everything, even in those things that would appear to be dark in your lives.
Now that we got the tears out.
Thank you. See, it be the people that know you, and you get this on a regular basis anyway. So it's like this is a regular conversation right now.
So man, this new EP, bro. Like I am so blessed. I am so blessed because I get these tracks that y'all don't hear. And I just want to know where does that inspiration come from? Like the galactic, the spaced out. And I think it's something people don't understand, because certain people will listen to it and think that you're talking about space. And it's really about a space that you're in. What is the motivation behind it?
Well, the motivation offset from having honest people like yourself in my life, because unbeknownst to the world, there was actually a collaborative EP with another producer that was being produced. And I had my good brother sit down and listen to it and was like, yeah, you got bars, but something in this is not resonating because this don't feel like you. And I don't even know. I can't even say I didn't. I don't know. It wasn't myself, because I didn't even know who I was as an artist and as a performer at that point. But having other individuals in my life that's like going outside and doing it scared, that's like walking into spaces and like not knowing what the outcome is going to be, but like we're going to do it, has been the thing that has like really, really driven me. And understanding what my particular gift is and my contribution to the kingdom. Like, I know that I'm here to save souls, and how I do that is through expressing myself creatively. So like, once I understood it was not about me, but it's going to take me, all I have to do is walk in the calling that God has for me, and then He did the rest. So
I just got to know, where does this creative writing comes from? Because I think you text me at like, I want to say like 10 o'clock, or like, no, it was like 8 o'clock this morning. Mm-hmm. And you was like, bro, I just wrote this last night. Mm-hmm. Where the fuck did it come from?
Look, if I could explain it, I would. I hear the songs in my head, or like a melody will hit me out of nowhere. So what I'll do is like, I'll just voice record it on my phone, and things just happen serendipitously, because like I'll hear like my producer like will put a beat, and
so
I'm like,
nigga be using big words and shit.
but
Serendipitously.
You know me. But my producer would have been to hit a beat, and it's like everything just kind of lines itself up. Case in point, like, you know, the song that I sent you yesterday, like I wrote the first verse maybe like 2 hours before I got in the studio. And then I literally wrote the hook, the bridge, and the second verse while we were sitting down, and he was adjusting.
Yeah.
He was adjusting the beat in the studio, so it like literally comes like that.
Can I get the people a little?
You could give a little bit.
A little bit.
You go, hey.
I just want to. I just want to give him a little bit.
And ain't nobody heard that. That's crazy. Kings Collective exclusive going on right here, right now.
It gives me 80. I ain't giving y'all no more. It gives me Last Dragon 80s vibe, and that's what I love about your music. Your music has a timeless feel in it. That's how it, like, you have some people that like to stay inside the times of music, and you never do, bro. And I remember I had I was going through my snaps.
Go ahead.
I was going through my snaps, and I seen a video of you performing, and I sent it to you, and you was like, "Man, if you post that shit." But even then, your creative juice was so high, and you was singing your own original shit. So that's what I want to ask you. Which one do you love more? Do you love doing cover music when you perform? Or do you love doing your own original pieces?
I love my music. I think I've been doing myself a disservice by not performing more of my music.
Yeah.
Because people absolutely love it.
Yeah. But I think we talked about it, though. You said cover songs pay the bills.
Yeah. Just like
Yeah.
that. Just like
Yeah.
that. That's what the bread and butter is. But it's funny because when we do these festivals, and like literally like this past weekend, we were charged to do some of our original music, and just to watch the way the crowd responds to your stuff. It hit different when it's just all you, because songs that people already know, it's kind of like a cheat code because it already resonates with them. They already have an ear to it.
Yeah.
It already makes them feel a certain type of way. But when it's your stuff and they haven't heard it, you don't know like how people are going to respond to it. So to see them not only have a positive response, but to have a very strong positive
response,
it's like you can really do this in a room full of people who may not look like you.
Yeah.
Because see, that be the test. Like, these people are hypercritical, but these people spend the money. So although I do it for these people, I do it for these people because these are the people that are going to spend the money and buy into the product that you're selling. You know what I'm saying? And you and I have even had that conversation. And
even with comedy.
And we like, bro, like, you know, it's like looking at the Mason-Dixon line. Like, it's I'm only going to go a certain level far south, or like south of where I'm at, because they ain't spending no money down there. You know what I'm saying?
Chilling circuit is a motherfucker.
And who won? And I don't even like chilling.
I don't even eat pork, bro.
See?
So it's like, and a lot of times what get me is that it's harder, and I'm sorry to say this. I don't want to, you know, but it's harder to satisfy our skin color.
Yes, 100%.
It's harder to satisfy. Like, when I go do comedy and I'm up north, they fucking love it. It's like they come to laugh. They come to be a part. When you go to an all like black show, you have to fucking impress them. And it's like, okay, I'm here. I paid to come see you. Now what you're gonna do? And it's it's kind of sad sometimes.
Let me give you the juxtaposition of that point too, because you can go into a room, you know that it's predominantly us, and you have to work extra hard to impress them, and it's not reciprocated the same way that when you go into these rooms
Facts.
and you impress them,
They
let me get your number, let me get your contact information because I want to book you for this.
Yeah.
I want to put you here. I know this person that could do this, that, and the other.
Facts.
Where they are just willingly to throw the opportunities at
Yeah.
you. Whereas with our people, and I mean a lot of it is systemic, but we're also at the point where we understand that it's systemic.
Yeah.
So we're really just walking around in willful ignorance to the point that we just want to kind of I want to see you do good, but I don't want to see you do that good. So I'm not gonna open the doors to you. I'm not gonna share my resources with you. But with them, they're gonna share their resources and they're gonna spend their money.
Because it's not making them or breaking them.
Mm-hmm.
In our skin color generation, we have this thought process where it's like, if I give you this sauce, you gonna cook this meal better than me. When a lot of times it's like, maybe the meal's supposed to be passed on to cook better.
Or maybe instead of one person or two people cooking a meal, this is actually supposed to be a potluck, because what I'm great at and what God has blessed me with is not the same skill set that He's blessed you with. But all things are working together for the good. So what you have is absolutely necessary to what I have to connect with each other, because connections matter. Because
believe it or not, it wasn't aligned when we was both doing it separately, but now that we're doing it conjoined, it cook up perfect. So I wanna ask you, keep filming if you want to. You're more than welcome to.
Shout out to my creative director, Daryl Deshawn, by the way. He's off.
Daryl Deshawn, bye. Daryl Deshawn has on this nice leopard shirt. I'm gonna ask him where the fuck he got it from, cause that motherfucker raw. I don't know. I'm a sweatpants nigga, but that motherfucker nice.
He's a fashion designer, so you know.
I need your number. Yeah, most definitely.
Exactly.
So speaking of that, what's your outlook and your feelings on the Chicago music scene? The
us of it?
Yeah, the us of it.
So the us of it is that we are an insanely talented but underseen and underprivileged community, and it's all our own fault. Because we don't share resources, we don't promote each other, we don't come together in rooms and try to combine our collective talents to push things forward in the same way that you see Atlanta, New York, LA do for even in Texas with their communities. And it ain't even just on the music side, it's on the creative, it's across the total creative spectrum. Everybody rock with each other, but yet people in Chicago would rather gatekeep the resources and then go to another place and prostitute themselves and get a salsa.
I had somebody today make a post, and they were like, "Yeah, you know, y'all say that we gatekeeping, but when we give y'all the door open, you know, y'all don't do nothing with it. Why the fuck are you gatekeeping to begin with?"
Or opening the door ain't giving me $250 for an hour and a half set when you have an entertainment budget of $600. Gatekeeping or opening the door isn't paying you $100 for a 15-minute comedy set when you can pay me $300 for a 15 to 20
Boy,
minute
look,
comedy
let me tell you
set.
what's so crazy. Motherfucker hit my line. This had to be, I want to say, was it day before yesterday? Now, mind you, 2 different times, 2 different people. The day before yesterday, chick hits my line on my DM. Hey, do you want to do comedy inside of Gary, Indiana? I said, sure. I said, what's the pay grade? She looked at it, never said nothing back. Puerto Rican chick hit me yesterday. Hey, I got 15 minutes on stage for you. April 4th, $75. That's 15 minutes on stage, $75. Let me get that. I got a 15-minute set in my bag, but the one that looks like me, are you expecting me to pay you? But I gotta come to Gary for number one. Of course you gotta fucking pay me. Because I'm gonna bring my cameraman. Me and my cameraman drink. He's also my editor. Plus, you know, he loves the flower. So, shit, we gotta make sure we cool. Then we in Gary. So it's like a lot of times I feel like what I love about us, me, you, the Mahogany Misfits, the Streets to God, the Lamont the Martians, we've been gate jumpers since the beginning, bro. We don't choose to sit at nobody's table. We've allowed the Lord to create and set our table in front of our enemies, and we eating, bro. And we eating, bro. And the whole thing is, we don't mind if you come sit at our table, but you got to be prepared to wash the dishes. You got to be prepared to clean this motherfucker. And a lot of times we don't realize, to be 100% honest, even with me being in the podcast and everything and being in comedy, we at the low bottom of the totem pole. Our talent is up here, but we don't hold egos like these motherfuckers that's down here with us. You gotta let go your ego. You have to let go your ego. That's what I've known about you since I've met you, bro. You've never had an ego, bro. You knew your worth. You know your worth. You know your value. But you don't have an ego. And that's what changed the complexion of your music. Yeah, nigga, I'm worth $750 for this hour on stage. I'm worth it. Actually, I'm worth more.
Thank you.
But
I'll take give it up. But I also have to attribute some of that to you too, my brother, because I remember a time when I was thirsty about getting on everybody's platform. When I was questioning, well, why I can't get on the door and why they ain't invited me to do this, that, and that. He was like, well, first of all, Jahari, it's not for you to be at everybody's table.
Yeah,
have you thought about that you're not supposed to be in there? And then after a while, it was like, okay, bro, when are you gonna say no? Because remember, it was a season where I was saying yes to everything. And you had to pull me by my coattails. Like, now, Jahari, like, where does this make sense?
Listen, I remember when you kept catching colds. You kept fucking catching colds. And I told you on the phone, I said, hey man, everybody not allowed to touch you, man. You ain't allowed to be in all these rooms. I know you want to be in here. But sometimes God ain't placing for you to be in them rooms, man. It's been rooms where, key example, I've been invited to different shows in different places, bro, and I don't go. And as a motherfucker would say, like, oh man, you don't come out and you don't support. No, it's not that I don't come support. It's just that 71st and Aberdeen just ain't for me, fam. My was on a video chat one day, and my cameraman, my brother, hey Lamont, we he had a show up north on what was it, on Milwaukee? Yeah. And so we in the video chat, and motherfucker like, why is everything on Milwaukee? I said, because it's safe. I like to be in places where it's safe. You know, and that's the beauty in knowing your value, is because I don't have to walk on everybody's stage. I ain't got to get in everybody though. I don't have to. Yeah, okay, you ain't invite me. Sometimes being not invited is the greatest gift somebody could have ever gave you.
My God.
Could be the biggest gift somebody ever gave you. And a lot of times, you know what I hate? When somebody say some shit like, damn, no invite. It wasn't for you.
And a lot of the times when you even look back at those scenarios, because we know our worth, it's like they missed out. And what we also have to be very, very aware of is that when you're a spiritual person, you have the anointing on you. We are charged to allow our light to illuminate every space we occupy, but every space is not for us to go into. It's not meant for us to go into. because of our relationship. I know for a fact you have had bags thrown at you. You have had people who wanted to manage you. You have had things that are cloaked in opportunity, but because you walk in spirit and you know the enemy can come here only to steal, kill, and destroy. Oh, it ain't for you. Like, yeah, it's $1,000 over here, but this in the heart of the hood.
Man.
So what do you?
Not even in the heart of the hood. It just may be. It could be somewhere dope. It could be in Hyde Park. But you know what? Your spirit ain't right.
See.
And I know your spirit ain't right, so I can't take that.
So I can't take that.
All money ain't good money.
That part.
So I need to ask you this question.
What's up?
This new EP, this new album.
Yes, sir.
Man, what message do you want your listeners to take from when this album finally drops?
Let me give you a series of words, and then I'll kind of like go into it. Liberation, freedom, salvation, self-discovery, grace. The EP is called Galactic Invitation, and it has this overarching motif of space, from Blast Off to Milky Way to Levitate to The Power Cosmic. I'm giving y'all all the songs. But if you're listening,
I know I got half of them in my phone. Right?
He does. But if you're listening to listen and not listening to hear, you'll understand. God is in all of it. So even in the title, Galactic Invitation, it's an invitation to a higher vibration, a higher understanding, a higher covenant with something higher than ourselves.
So, came to me one day, we was on the phone. I seen a post, and you said, I don't know if I'm in the right space with the Lord because I'm a part of the LGBTQ. And I don't feel right because of the churches that preach against me being me. Hey man, let me tell you something. Only God could judge you. And the most sanctified are some of the most criminalized. You're doing an amazing job in God's eyes. Don't never doubt yourself. Stop doubting what you're doing. And it's going to be all right. And you have to understand that. You have to understand that, bro, there's people out here that's straight that ain't found God yet. And some of them don't even care to. So for you to find him, but also allow him to use you, is some of the dopest things in the world.
I know that my life is not my own, like.
I put it to you like this. You don't even know. You helped a brother like me with judging people. Because I have friends that'd be like, yeah, I said, bro, I got a brother that's a part of LGBTQ. And niggas will look at me like, what? Well, that's what you mean, what? That's my brother, nigga. I love him, nigga. Ain't nothing wrong with him. There's something wrong with y'all. And you've embodied something so great. And you've created a bridge for brothers like me, for brothers like you, to sit across and have some of the dopest conversations and kick it and enjoy each other's company and not look at each other. I look at you as my brother and as a human being. And I'd rather kick it with you than some of my straight friends. Sorry, bro. I'm just saying. Like but when you said that and you said, man, I feel this way. What I loved about it was you didn't stop chasing God.
Couldn't shake it.
You didn't stop chasing them. A lot of people, I want to say, we were talking about this morning, Reverend James Cleveland. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. He ain't brought you this far to leave me, man. And the fact that you didn't walk away from him is beyond dope, man.
Thank you, my brother. I got a different understanding of where and why we are where we are today. When we talk about what would I say to that younger me, bro, that younger me was raped. That younger me was molested. That younger me was an addict. That younger me was homeless. That younger me was exposed to things in the household, involved with me and like not involved with me, that a child should never have to be privy to, that I even have to like heal from this day. But once I got the understanding that it wasn't about me, but it took me, I'm able to speak to molestation and addiction, homelessness with conviction. It comes and it flows from an authentic place. When we have that conversation about church hurt and trauma, God can use all of us. Paul was a drunk. They said Moses was crazy. David was a whore. Solomon was killing people. And God still chose to choose them. I'm going to take it a step further. While the disciples sat at the table and fed their faces and were higher than mighty, it was a whore that fell to her feet and watched Jesus. And she also happened to be the one to see him first. I say all those things to say that God can use
every man need a Mary Magdalene.
Period. And with that,
I ain't say need a whore.
Need a Mary Magdalene.
Need a Mary Magdalene.
And with that, there are souls that the Afro-Richard Reverend that you spoke to can't reach. So if everybody needs reaching, who you think God gonna use? He's gonna use the people who share commonalities with each other to be able to. I need for this person in this community to see my light shining through them, so that it can inspire those other people in those communities. And then the interesting dichotomy that I feel like I sit in the middle of is that you know where I come from. Yeah. You know I got 6 brothers. Yeah. On my daddy's side, I'm the only boy. I'm the sister though, and they uphold me.
Hey. One of the biggest gayest GDs you ever seen in your life run up and get done up.
Look, but see, people who know me now don't know that side of me, because I be trying to let the people know, like, if you would have caught me like a couple years ago, not even that far, just a couple years ago, and mine don't play about me. But what I also say is that even with God has even allowed us to connect the way that we connect, so that my community can see that it's people who don't live an LGBT lifestyle
that love
us,
bro. Like,
that rock with us, that's gonna support us.
And that's my thing, bro. When I tell people, I say, hey man, just because you straight, bro, you ain't gotta hate, man.
No.
I'll put it to you like this. If you out there and you think that being a part of the LGBTQ is a disease, being homophobic is a disease. Come on. Being homophobic is a real mental illness. Mm-hmm. Because God taught us to love all, bro. Right. And it's a person out here that's just as straight as you is that'll hurt you as quick as anything. Mm-hmm. And what I learned by watching, because I ain't gonna lie, like, and I speak this and I can attest to this. When I first met you, you was trying to hide it.
Mm-hmm. Go explain that, like, for your people though, because I walked in the door gay. I was always me.
You walked in the door gay, but your clothes, it was always a Yankee hat straight to the front. Like, the first time I seen you on stage, I was like, okay, I see, bro, might be, but I don't know, because this nigga on stage freestyling Jay-Z, like, and he got on combat boots and shit, and he really, like, and it wasn't that he was trying to cover it up, he was just trying to muzzle it because he felt that he had to be accepted by the room. But when he realized that he only had to be accepted by God, he became him. And that's what a lot of us don't do. We try our hardest to be accepted by the physical and not by the spiritual. And that's what changes it all, man. Y'all can learn a lot from two brothers sitting here. And understand that it's bigger than being a part of the heterosexual world and the LGBTQ world. It's about loving each other just because Jesus loved just because. Just because. He sat down and he knew that there was a nigga at the table that was gonna cross him. And he still fed that man.
So his right hand, you gonna act like you don't know me 3 times.
You gonna act like you don't know me 3 times.
No, I ain't. Okay. Pass me the bread.
And what's crazy is I believe that everyone in this room can contest. We've all had somebody that has sat at our table that we fed, that has found a way to deny us 3 times and help crucify us. But the thing is, it don't stop us from rising. It don't stop us from rising. It don't stop us from spiritually walking on water. A lot of times people don't understand that when I say, somebody hear me and say, how you doing? Bro, I'm walking on water. What you mean you walking on water, man? That mean with God, boy, I could do anything.
Come on, I got an empty boat mentality.
Like watch me.
Watch me. But what happened when they took their eyes off of him when they were walking on that water?
Oh, they sunk. They sunk. Now, the thing was that when he asked God, can I walk on water? God ain't never tell him one time not to step out there. But that's what you call walking by faith.
My God, Jesus.
That's what you call walking by faith. I ain't telling you what to do. But go see for yourself and believe in me and watch what I do. And that's what I've learned that you've done. That's what I've seen that you've done. You've walked by faith. You know this life ain't easy. We're going to all take some L's. But we're going to all be able to celebrate some W's. And the best thing to have around you is a team that when you do take them L's, they know how to take them with you. And be okay with taking them. A lot of times we don't get that. A lot of times when we lose, or when we win, everybody want to be in the championship pictures. Everybody want to be a part of the circle. But when we lose, a motherfucker like, boy, I ain't got nothing to do with that boy. That was him. But we got a team that say, that was us. Now let's re-go and get it back and go back to this drawing board and figure out. That's when I told you, you said, bro, I just want to stop. I said, you can't. What you mean I can't stop? Cause, nigga, it's people that's dependent on you. You're the centerpiece. You know how crazy a table looks when you move the flowers off the middle of the table? Now, it's time for everybody to eat, but you know how beautiful the table looked when that centerpiece was right there? You the centerpiece. People depending on you. And it's not why you, it's why not you, Jahari. It's why not you. It's not why me. It's why not me. I'm here built to take my team to the next level because I told all of them by the end of the summer we're going to have to worry about nothing.
You just give, oh my God. Oh my
So it's on me. So I'm going to have to take all the lashes. I'm going to have to take all the lashes. I just don't want nobody to ever deny me. I have no problem bearing my own cross. You've bared your own cross. You, sir, are here. You are certified. One of the most dopest original music artists that's here in Chicago. You've been through molestation. You've been through rape. You've been through being denied when you've told somebody that you've been raped and you've been molested, and you are still fucking here. You, sir, have buried your own cross, and you have rose from your tomb. Get in tune. And know that it's your time. But just know, there's people around you that depend on you. So the world that you may want to go back to, boy, that shit dead. I caught myself yesterday doing it. I lost myself yesterday. Like, I went into some gang banging type. I'm explaining to you what happened. Okay. So niggas know at one point in time in my life, I'm still affiliated. I was GD to the world blow up. Insane gangster. Some of the guys that I have now are under the fan. These are my homies. These are my friends. These are the guys that I see almost every other week when I go to the barbershop. But some of them get online and they say weird shit about GDs that bothers me, because it's like, bro, we grown for number one. But for number two, when y'all see me, y'all be cool. Stop it, because I don't disrespect y'all in that lane. It's just like me sitting here with my brother and then leaving my brother's crib and get online and say something about the LGBTQ and then get back in his face and be cool.
I'm like, oh no, you my brother, I ain't talking
about you. You my brother, but I ain't talking about you. No, nigga, you talking about me. I was just telling my brother earlier, I was telling Grace, and I said, bro, it's just like we had a friend that's Down syndrome. And the nigga laughed, and I was like, no, look, see, you think everything I'm talking about is a joke. But what I'm saying is, if I had a homie that's Down syndrome, I can't get online and say something about another Down syndrome motherfucker. Even though I just be wondering why sometimes all Down syndrome people got the same haircut. We're not going to do that, because I ain't got no friend that got Down syndrome. That's not the point. But... But that's not the point.
God forgive me.
Please, God forgive both of us. I see you laughing. It's okay.
God.
Like,
oh my God.
You ever just look at it like all of them got the same haircut? Like,
oh my God.
One barber that's going around. Like, they got their own cut chart. Nevertheless.
You ain't right.
But I caught myself yesterday going back into this act, bro. Like, I really tapped in to Big G. Like, that shit clicked. And I was like, oh, shit. And I went to typing on, and I'm like, yeah, bro, when I see y'all, bro, it's up. And I'm like, yo. And I had to catch myself. And I said, you know what? I said, no. I said, I'm not going to apologize online. I'm waiting till I see them in person and tell them, hey, bro, I can't help that you're not as mature as I. And you don't have the loyalty that I have for y'all, not to say no bullshit about who y'all are or what y'all are. Because I'm trying to game bang for something different. I got a game bang for a father. I got a game bang for a niece. I got a game bang for a team. I got a game bang for the Lord. Because I ain't gonna lie, boy, somebody say something about the Lord, but I smack the... I went there. So in that moment, when I told you that day and you was on the phone, you was crying and you was like, bro, I just want to be normal. No, nigga, that normal is over with. Who you were is done. Once God planted his feet on you and told you, hey, this is who you are now, he meant that. Go back there and see what happened. Go back there and see how you turn into a pillar of salt. Go back there and watch how you sink. Take your eyes off the prize one time. it's cool to have those emotions because we're human, bro. But you have a greater gift. You Grammy Award winning and you don't even know it yet. It's pending. It's pending. You're a millionaire and it's pending. So everything that's out here that we want to continue to do, we can't. Because it's bigger than us. Sometimes we just got to shut up and accept it. So before I get up out of here, when this album is all said and done, and it's just an EP, but it's going to be Grammy nominated, I just want to let you know that. When can we expect the first video? Because that's what I'm looking for. Oh! I'm
definitely, like, I would say mid-April to beginning of May. Definitely.
So once we get this video, can I exclusively have it to post it on the Kings Collective podcast?
Absolutely.
Because I feel like I deserve it.
You do.
I've been there from goddamn. Before it was a Kings Collective.
Before it was I was Jahari the Black Hippie.
Man.
with it was no Jahari the Hippies, it was Chameleon.
It was Black Legend 7.
It was Black. We don't speak. That's Voldemort. We don't speak. You out of pocket.
You petty as hell. In the pandemic.
Right, in the panorama.
Yo, you stupid as hell.
Put
So-
some respect on my. Okay, anyway.
What is your biggest balance through your personal life and your music life?
Forcing myself to cut off. Put the phone on D&D, close the laptop, turn the TV off, being quiet and being still.
Peace be still.
Peace be still.
And if you could collaborate with one person, dead or alive, who would it be? Anybody.
That lady. Because I know that my gift started through her. And I watched her as a very young child inspire change for an entire community of people. So me and Marion Stamps on a track together, or me and Marion Stamps on a platform together, would be able to move nations.
So I'm going to give you like this. I'm going to give you one word. And I want you to let me know how you feel. And that's how we're going to end the episode.
Gotcha.
Jahari the Hippie.
He's an enigma.
An anomaly. God's child. And y'all could have been anywhere in the world. But you were here with us. The Kings Collective Podcast. And we out. Bye.
Kings Collective Podcast. Get in tune.